There we are. Hey, good afternoon, Secret Beachcombers. What is happening? Is I, your big kahuna, Jason T. Smith. I'm sure I just saw a few of you on my Facebook Live. And today we are joined for this month's guest webinar, our Typhoon of the month, Typhoon Theresa. We'll call her TT. What's happening, TT? How you doing?
TT. I'm good. How's everyone doing today?
What do we got here? We got, yeah, hanging out. Good chat going so far. My mom's actually watching us from her garage sale.
I love it.
It's a little quiet right now.
Oh, good. Well, no. That's not good if it's quiet at a garage sale.
No, but
it's
4:01. It's time to wrap it up, huh? It's 4 o'clock.
4:01. Time to wrap it up. Are you doing it again tomorrow, Peggy? Yes, she.
Yeah, I think she just said I am wrapping it up. So yeah, we it was something I just thought about too. Is Mom's been doing. She did a couple garage sales recently, and I did a speech in Michigan last summer. There is an art and a skill to having a garage sale, so that will definitely be on the docket coming down the road for one of my webinars. It is a useful tool, mainly to get rid of your extra crap back in your pocket, but there is a skill to it that many lack. And I can teach that skill because my mommy has had me buying and selling a garage sale since I was about 7. So I know it all too well. So thanks, Ma, but that'll be something we'll have coming up. Granted, I know not everyone can have garage sales based on where you live, or if you're like Mary, you're living mobile. It'd be a little weird to trick you to have a garage sale, but that's coming up. But today,
some of us don't want to.
Today we're doing promoted listings.
Promoted listings.
And Teresa's got to show us her shirt. She's gonna work the catwalk.
I have my keyboard on my lap. So here's my shirt.
Shut up and list.
See, everybody bought the hashtag. I sold quite a few shirts. Everybody bought the hashtag shirts, and nobody was buying my arrow shirt, so I got the arrow shirt. But I want a hashtag shirt now, so.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so why don't we start, and just basically for those who maybe don't know what promoted listings is.
Okay.
And then you tell me if you want me to move slides or whatever, give me the heads up.
No, I think we'll do slides at the end just to kind of recap it. But promoted listings is a smart way, risk-free way for you to get your items noticed on eBay. It puts sellers' merchandise in front of active shoppers, boosting their exposure by 30%, and which increases the likelihood of a sale. So, I was watching the last seminar that Shafali did with Griff, and she was like, it's not going to get people to buy your item if nobody wants it. But if you got a really great item and if you put it on sale, it'll definitely get more eyes on your listing. And hopefully it will turn that clicks into sales. So.
And money.
Yeah. Okay. So pull up the second slide. The best part of this is my favorite part, and I've discovered that I am actually quoted on the eBay promoted listings page in my video. Is that what I love most about it is that you don't have to pay for it unless your item actually sells. And having spent 30 years doing budget and finance, one of the things I hated was having to pay for a marketing and advertising budget, because in my mind, you never saw you never got a return for your money, or at least you couldn't. It wasn't a tangible thing. It was just a guesstimate and something out in thin air. So I love that we can say, we're going to put them at a 5% ad rate sales because of a promoted listing. Click. So there you go.
Oh, is there a video in here?
No, that's I did a screenshot from that page. The video that they did.
I just noticed that. I was like, oh, am I supposed to be playing?
No, that's the video they did at my house. So, but we could probably put it in the link, just because it is. So, I mean, it's a good video. eBay spent a lot of money sending people out to my house to do that video, and it turned out awesome.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get it in the Secret Beach. If you have not seen Teresa's video, it's pretty bitchin'.
Yeah. So yeah, so promoted listings, it says here on the second bullet is that, you know, you put your best first merchandise, your new listings, your best sellers in front of buyers, and then searching it visibly, actively searching, and then the visibility is there. And one of the things that Bob Coupin said on stage at eBay Open was that they do it relevant searches. So it's not like you're just, everybody's saying, oh, since promoted listings opened up to everybody, my sales, my traffic has dropped by 50%. And I'm like, yeah, what was explained to me, I met with the promoted listing team on Tuesday when I was at eBay. That's not how it works. What happens is you get a boost when you first start your campaign, and then it cycles through. But it doesn't just cycle through, okay, I'm a number 4,653. It cycles through based on relevance. So if I'm searching for red shoes, isn't going to come up on my sponsored list because those two aren't even closely related. And so, you know, keep that in mind. And I tell people, don't overthink it. Just do it. Trust the system. I mean, they have data. They track data. They know what to do. They're here to help you sell more. This is just a guess on my part, but I think that with eBay taking away the links that took buyers out to other platforms, I think they're looking to generate some other income. I mean, eBay's a business, they're a company, they have to make money. And so by showing these sponsored, it's only in their best interest to keep these sponsored listings going so that buyers can find it and click it, and they can collect your $1.87 on that one listing. I'm just guessing that it's going to help fill that budget gap, those outside ads.
Why did eBay do this? Because other platforms do this, and we didn't have that option. That's my guess. And they saw it work, and they saw. My thoughts are they saw it could generate more money for them, but also could generate more sales for their sellers.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I don't know why they decided to do it. You know, eBay is doing a lot of different things. You know, with the new leadership in the last 2.5 years or so. Like this, I probably would not have did it if we had to pay up front. But because we didn't have to pay unless it sold, I saw it as a no risk thing. And I'm like, yeah, let me try this. And I took the reins and I ran with it. And it has been nothing but success for me. So, and from the, you know, the looks of it in the Secret Beach, everybody's having great success. Well, almost everybody, there's a few. Yeah, it's, you know, people are definitely having some success with it.
And I can't wait to have success with it this weekend too. So we're going to get to that.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's show them what to do. So now they know what it is. Let's show them what. Let's get to actually doing a listing, because you know that's what helps people.
So you want me to jump off the slides and bring up my eBay? Is that what you're saying?
Jump off the slides and bring up your eBay stuff, and we'll just show them how to create a campaign. Now, literally. I did this once with Jason. It was last summer when I was, actually it was a while ago. It was either last August when I was there for ASD. And he hadn't done it yet. I'm like, seriously, let's just do it. And we timed it, and it was literally 2 minutes. So when I say you can create a listing in literally 2 minutes, that's exactly what I mean. So, all right, okay, so first step, you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
First step, you're going to go to your Seller Hub page. Now, we all have Seller Hub. Everybody eventually is going to have Seller Hub. But if you don't have Seller Hub, at the end of the thing, there's a slide that shows you how to get to the Promoted Listings tab. But right now, we're just going to assume everybody has Seller Hub, because if you don't now, you will eventually. And then you go over to the fourth tab at the top, Marketing.
Right here. Marketing. Okay.
Can you put it up on my screen, Jason?
You have to click on it down below.
Oh, duh. Okay. Okay. So there, and then go down to click on Promoted Listings. Click on. Oh, there you go.
Oh, goody. We're experiencing issues. What?
Okay, so so this is your dashboard. You're going to become very familiar with your dashboard. We'll go over some dashboard things after we get a campaign created. So do you don't have any campaigns created, Jason?
No, I haven't done it forever.
Okay, so that's all right. So then go down, scroll down just a little bit. I wish this said you had more. I mean, you've got a big monitor. And to the blue button on the right side that says create a new campaign. Okay, so should we time this?
Sure. Hang on. I'll get my stopwatch out.
I got my phone too.
All right. Stopwatch, reset. Okay, you ready?
Okay, go. Okay, create a new campaign. Something that we need to talk about, because when I posted this in the Secret Beach, everyone had confusion. The select listings, for most of the people in the Secret Beach, that's the option you want to go. That creates a campaign, 500 listings at a time. It's on the computer. It makes it easier to do it. The one on the right is an enhanced feature, and that will do allow you to upload them from a spreadsheet in bulk, and that's when you have like 25,000 listings or so. So for most of us, just do the one on the left. People tried to do the one on the right, and they ran into some issues. So select the listings individually, and it's going to pop up. Now, these are Jason's listings. Now, by store category, which is what I started to do in the beginning, Jason has 756 listings. So if he wanted to do it just, yeah, go Jason. If he wanted to do it just and not create campaigns based on store categories, he could click the arrow at the top right next to the thing that says showing 1 to 25 of 756. Nope, over here, over the middle, above the shirt, above the picture. To the left, to the left.
Wait. Where am I going?
Click on the button that with the circle with a little check mark in it next to the word showing 1 of 20.
Oh, my bad. I got it now.
So that does that selects all 25 that are on the page. Now I set it up to do. If you scroll down at the bottom, I think you can get 250 to a page.
How about 500 to a page?
Oh yeah, 500 page. There you go, 500. Click on that again, and that will get you all 500 listings. Scroll down at the bottom. Wait, let's back up. Let's back up, because let's do it by category. So unselect those. Unselect all that. Okay, click on that.
Well, I'm trying.
Come on, Betsy. Oh, it's still processing through your 500.
Oh, and now I've clicked like 17 times. So
that's okay.
So much for our timer, because my 17 clicks is going to screw it all up now.
It's all right.
See?
It's okay. Okay. So now, what's a category that you have a lot of items in?
Well, apparently my whoops, 141 others.
Okay, that's okay. So click. So now he's going to do just other. So click on that. Now this is his other category. Scroll down to the bottom. And click. Okay, wait, go back up. Sorry. And where do you do that? What does it say?
Set the ad rate?
Yeah, what does it say? Set the ad rate. I can't read it.
Yeah. For us, it's right behind your head, basically. That's why you can't see it. And it doesn't move.
Okay, I gotcha. So yeah,
that's a bummer. You guys can't see it either, the audience. Hang on a second.
Okay. So just know in the lower right hand screen. Okay, move that up. Can you move it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang on a sec. There we go. See that set ad rate at the bottom? That's what we're trying to find.
Okay. The blue button. So click on that. Okay, now here's something that in the Secret Beach, a lot of people had trouble figuring out. So we're going to talk about it. See that big blue dot in the middle of the page or the top of the page? That's defaulting to 5%. So if it's a sliding thing, so a lot of the people didn't understand that. So slide it to the right. Now you go all the way to 15. So if you wanted to do all of your listings in your other category at 15% ad rate, that's what you would do. Now slide it back to 5. I haven't seen any desire, any need, not desire, any need to go above 5%. I played with it quite a bit. So now this has got all 141 listings, boom, at 5%. Now scroll down a little bit, Jason. Default to 5%, and then maybe he's got that $99 books DVD set and he wants to promote that at 7%. You can then take that and move it to the right and do it at 7%. I usually start at the top with what I want for the default and then adjust any that I want to. And to be honest with you, I don't spend that much time on it. I just set it at 3 to 5% and then I'm done. Okay, scroll down to the bottom and hit apply or set or whatever you want to, whatever it is. What does it say, Jason?
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to move it back so you guys can all see it. It's review.
Gotcha.
All right, so campaign 4. Now, do you give it names?
Okay, so yes, so I would change. So click on campaign 4. Highlight that. Want to do. You can type over it, okay. And then type this other. I give it my store category name.
Oh my gosh, I can't spell.
Other.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you started today, and the best practice is not to have an end date. So I don't have an end date on mine. So then scroll down to the bottom. You have to agree to the terms, and then you click the. Yeah, you can see that. You can click the launch. So now you're going to launch your first campaign. Now scroll down to the bottom. Campaign other. Now these other campaigns that you have, this is something that the team is this is fairly new that they've added this delete feature. So let's show them how to delete. Let's delete campaign number 3. Scroll up a little bit so I can see what's above that title bar. Okay. Okay, so see that? Click delete. That's how easy it is now. That's a fairly new feature that they've rolled out. And you can delete the other ones too. Now, you can, okay, let's do, wait, don't delete those all yet. Let's play with one of them first. Okay, so undelete. Something that I learned on Tuesday that's very helpful. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see.
Right here, it's right here. Look.
Click on click in anywhere in that what do you call the row that says Baby's First Campaign.
Okay.
Now see how that opens it. That makes that active. Now see on the that's where you can go in and you can change your campaign name if you want. So try to go change that Baby's First Campaign. I just want to show people, because this is one of the things that I had on my list to talk to the team about, like, hey, we need to be able to change our campaign names. And so they showed me this, which is good. And then if you go over here, you can change your end date, your start date here, your end date. But the difference is you have to click on that row and make that active. And that wasn't intuitive to me. So there you have it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have caught that either. So that's good information right there.
Yep. So, and I think that edit campaign down, yeah, everything else is easy enough. Resume and pause, yeah. Okay, so you can go ahead. Well, you don't need to delete those in case we need to go back to them. So that's literally how easy. So you curated your first campaign. We showed you how to edit a campaign. It really is that easy.
Now, what if I wanted to put the rest of my stuff not in the other category as a promoted listing? How do I do that?
Go up to create a new campaign.
Okay.
First time I sat down and did this, I created 25 campaigns before I knew it. Select the listing, go back to the on the left. Now, if you want to do Christmas CDs.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Choking. That's what your mute button is for.
Yeah. I was already in the middle of choking the cough.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have a few in here.
Yeah, you have 14, so that's good. Click. Let's see if you can figure it out without me walking you through it.
Yep, said that right. Now, all of these have sat around for far too long, and it's August, and I want to generate these the hell out of here so I can get fresh in for this year. So I think I'm going to go to 10%.
You don't need to do 10%.
8? Okay.
So, yeah. So I had a conversation with one of the, I don't remember if it was somebody in pricing or it was somebody on the promoted listings team. I think it was actually somebody in pricing. So, let's see. So eBay's trying to generate some income as well. So if you have a $200 item and it's promoted at 5%, you're going to get $10 off that item. That's going to get I don't want to speak, but it's not going to get priority. But if all other things were even, priority over you promoting a $50 item at 20%. Because a $50 item, well, no, $50 item at 20% is going to generate $10 as well. So I guess you just have to fight in that situation. But at some point, way down on the bottom of the list, how much money its ad rate is going to generate does play into a factor. But it was so far down that when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. So, so basically a higher priced item could have a lower ad rate. Because if you have a $200 item and you're promoting it at 5%, that's going to generate $10 in ad fees. So just something to think about.
So I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer. I think I know just by the visuals. So I set it at 8%. That's what the blue dot is. Is the white dot telling me something else?
The white dot is the trending. If you go up, see how very good. Yeah. I was just going to tell you to do that. Click over that. That's the trending. It's 6.7 is trending. And if you go to the very top of the page, you can just select apply trending rates. And that overrides everything. So if you've gone and you've said, I want 3% on this and 5% on this and 10% on this, when you click on apply trending rates, it overrides everything. So do this one just for kicks. Do it as a trending rate since it's a little bit lower than what you were going to do.
Okay. Got it.
Go ahead and say yes. Got it. Yep. Don't show that again.
Now let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on this before we move on? So they're showing us trending. Now we know, you and I know, and probably everyone watching, is when we're listing stuff on eBay and they give us suggestions, I find like 8 times out of 10, they're ridiculous suggestions.
Right. They're fine-tuning that algorithm.
Okay. But is this the same kind of thing, or is this more legit accuracy than that?
I think based on the knowledge that I know and what I've talked to, I think this is more accurate. So I was in a beta test for the applying trending rates, and I did it, and it was all behind the scenes and everything. And I saw just as many sales with trending rates as I did. I didn't see my sales drop. I didn't notice an increase. So yeah, use trending rates. I don't think it's going to hurt you.
Okay.
And it certainly can help you.
All right. So again, we're going to click review. And we're going to call this Old Christmas Music. And then I'll move this back over here. We'll click launch. And done.
There you go. Now go down and you can see you've got now another campaign. So the benefit of doing it, and again, I'm pointing at the screen, the benefit of doing it in labeling your categories is that when you see something in the sold category and you just sold a Christmas music CD, you can say, oh, that just sold because of promoted listings. Bunched in the campaign 87, you don't really know. And right now, it's a little clunky to get down to the, to drill down to the reports to get the information. They're working on some different things. We actually came up with some good ideas on Tuesday. I just hope they'll be able to implement them fairly easily. So that's one reason why it's good to do them by categories.
And can you share with us, with the Secret Beach members, what you were doing on Tuesday?
No, it's a secret. No.
Okay.
I was in Sacramento helping Robin out with her store. And so we were going to the eBay meetup the San Jose meetup that meets at the eBay headquarters Tuesday night. So I just reached out to some people on different teams, and I've met with some of these people 2 weeks ago. And one of the teams, the Seller Hub team, we just didn't have enough time. So we booked some more time. And one of the things that I love to do is when I'm listing or whatever, if I find something that's tedious or hard or difficult, I tell them all I'm a click snob. So if I'm like, it takes way too many clicks to get to this, then I'll make a note of it. And so I had my notes and I met with them. And one of the things I wanted to do was meet with the promoted listings team. So I did. I met with Shafali. I met with like the behind the scenes stuff, and Lauren, who, I mean, she's part of the team too. And forgive me, eBay's way too big of an organization with way too many teams and layers. I can't keep them all straight. But yeah, so I just kind of went down my list of ideas and suggestions, and then they talk about, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, that's a good idea, or we can't really do that because of this, and so on and so forth. But you know, they love feedback from sellers, and I think I got on the radar because see that little button on the side? It's kind of in a weird spot on this page that says give us feedback.
Oh, hang on, let me get back up on the big screen. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Where is give us? Oh, right there. Sorry.
Right there. See, so it's in a kind of a funny spot here on this page. So that's why I want to point it out. But it's on the side. So click on it, Jason, just to show people.
Okay. And clicked.
Okay. So now in every page that has a give us feedback or comments, if you have an idea or suggestion, I strongly encourage you to click on that. Now, all of this stuff at the top, I mean, I filled this out once or twice, but then at the, you know, when I'm doing this the 6th or 7th time, I just scroll down to the bottom where it says, please tell us how we can improve, and I just fill in that stuff. And so you can't just say, this sucks, it's too slow, or, you know, whatever. You have to, so what I do when I give feedback is I say, I wanted to run a report to see how many sales I had. I thought I could just click here, blah, blah, blah. And so, and then if I have an idea, I would say, how about if you give us a downloadable report that for all campaigns at once? It's like I tell them what I was trying to do, the problem that I ran into, I tried to do it. And then if I think of an idea, like I thought I could go in here, I'd click on reports, it would download it. And it's you have to go into every campaign. And so if you're that type of person with that kind of mind, then I strongly encourage you to click on any feedback page at any, the feedback on any eBay page, because when you do it on the page, it goes right to the team that is involved, that's working on that page. And I do it all the time. And then, you know, every now and then, it's easy to complain about, oh, this is slow, or this is dumb, or this is whatever. But when you give something like that, then I always put a nice comment. Thanks for doing all you do to help us be better sellers. You guys rock, whatever it is. Okay, because, you know, they're trying to, they want to make the platform better. They want to make our life easier selling. So.
Yeah, and this like I always tell everybody, when you guys call into customer service, there is a way to get what you need done, but you got to have a little bit of skill. If you watched Thrifty Business last night, I had some skill to get a bitchin' Ronald McDonald phone. Some of you don't have that skill. You could learn that skill. But same thing with this. If you really want to help them, and I know Theresa fills up all 500 characters every time she writes. I know her. If you want to help. If you want to help any team, or it doesn't have to be eBay. If you're on another website doing something and they have this and you want to say something, be concise, but be polite, but get to the facts. Don't get all wrapped up in, you know, this sucks, don't work for me, blah, blah, blah. My cousin tried it, it sucked for, you know, that's not helpful. But I know Theresa, Theresa is coming. She's coming succinct with what she needs to tell them, the facts, the figures. She's going to be sending charts. She's like, where do I upload a chart? I know her. Yeah. But that's what makes it better. People like Theresa who really understand and grasp the numbers, and that's not all of us. I don't expect it to be, but when you can grasp something like this and then help mold it. I mean, it's you're not getting anything monetarily out of it, but it's the glory of, Theresa's fingerprints are all over this, and there'll be more because I know she really loves this stuff, and so that's why I wanted her to do this today. It's not a really hugely involved webinar, but it's an important one because this is the way to sell more stuff. I cannot wait to sell some of my others and my old Christmas music this weekend. Come on.
Yeah. Now let's go back to the other tab that says the dashboard, because I'm going to tell you something that I showed the team, and this is where I will see this change. Go back to your dashboard. Okay, so go on create a campaign.
Sorry.
That's okay. Select the individual listings.
Okay.
I'll give you an example of something that I submitted this, but then I talked to the team about it on Tuesday. And that's the other thing I tell people: if you have an idea or a suggestion, you can't just submit it and just forget about it. I met with these people 2 weeks ago, or I met with them on Tuesday, reiterated it again, and then I was in front of the right person that was like, oh, that makes sense. So one of the things is, see all those categories on the left-hand side? And we were trying to do this. They pulled up my store, and we were trying to promote Beanie Babies. And she kept going through the list, and it's a long list. And she's like, oh, I explained to them that list needs to be alphabetized, because I know I'm looking for Beanie Babies and it's not alphabetized. So they're going to work on that. And when it becomes alphabetized, you guys can all thank me, because I'm the one that made that suggestion. And so it's just little things like that, because when they're testing, her screen, she had 4 categories, and they all happened to be alphabetized except for the last one was DVD. And so it's not something that they're thinking about, or it's not obvious to them, or, it's what programming this stuff is not just, easy peasy stuff, and integrating it into the platform. So something like that is where I'd say, it'd be great. It'd be easy and great if these categories on the left-hand side could be alphabetized. And so that's what we did. That's what, that's one of the things that they're working on.
So I just noticed something at the bottom here, Theresa. Hide promoted. So I'm guessing that means hide the promoted ones you've already promoted, and that way you can work on your other stuff.
Yes. So that's one of the things that you have. So once let's just say you didn't do it by store categories. Let's just say you did a campaign and you did the first 200 listings. You had 200 on a page. You clicked on that. You promoted your first 200 listings. You go to create a second campaign. Those are automatically hid. So by having, again, I'm pointing at the screen, by hiding, by hiding that promoted, by defaulting to that, you don't have to worry about scrolling through and, oh, these are already promoted in this other campaign. And so, yeah, that's a new change too from when we first started.
Oh yeah. And just to let you know, when I clicked it, it's automatically on. So when I clicked it, I actually turned it off, and my promoted listings right there. So there's one of my promoted listings. So I'm going to turn it back on. If I want to rock out another campaign, then those won't get in our way. And that's a pretty cool feature. One that they didn't think of at first, but heck yeah, that comes in handy very much so. And man, alphabetical, hell to the yeah.
Yeah. So when you do that, so this is great. So let's say you go through and do like I did. I have 4,000 listings. I promoted every single one in my store. And then what happens is when you create new listings, they do not automatically get put into your promoted items or category. So then what I'll do is I'll list for 2 or 3 days. Actually, in the future, I will list for 2 or 3 days. I got to get back into the groove after being gone so much. But then I will go, on the 3rd day, I'll go back in and I'll just click all the items that aren't promoted, because everything else will be hidden, and then promote those on a new campaign. And so that's where I'm at right now is I've got everything promoted by categories, and then I just add campaign 79 after I've listed a bunch of items.
Cool. this is awesome and easy. And,
Yep.
you know, you could just go back and watch it, and I'll be doing it again. You want to go back to the slides? You want to take some questions? What do you want to do now?
Yeah, let's do some questions, and we can go back to the slides in a little bit because,
Okay.
yeah, see what kind of questions people have. I haven't been reading them.
This is a great question. Andrew starting us off with a really great question. Do you still pay the extra fee if someone finds the item without the promotion? Do they have to click on the promoted link for the fee to be charged?
Yes. So promoted listings, you only pay the ad fee if your item sold because it was promoted. So, so this is something that I learned on Tuesday. Window. So if I go to Jason's store and I click on that Tiki CD and I look at it, whatever, and I don't buy it today, but I come back and buy it next Tuesday, promoted listing. If I look at it today and I buy it in November without going through a sponsored link, he doesn't pay the promoted fee. So you do have a 30-day window to buy it, which I think is pretty typical for getting credit for clicks and sort of stuff. Next question.
Marianne has our next question. Why would you want to delete a campaign?
You know, because I've been doing this for about 1.5 years now. I had a lot of the ones in the beginning, and then I was in the beta test. So I'm like, I had one of my stores was one of my categories is American Girl. So initially you could only do multi-quantity listings. So I had all my American Girl stuff that I had more than one of. And then I created a category called American Girl Beta, which was everything else. So I just wanted to delete all of those campaigns and just have one that's called American Girl. And so, you know, I mean, I'm up to, I don't know, campaign 108 or something like that. So it's too much. You want to get rid of some of that.
I'm going to throw in a question of my own.
Okay.
Have you done promoted and then done like Markdown Manager, like together?
Absolutely. That's the best. Did you not listen to me on the stage in open? That was my tip of the day. My tip of the day is to promote your store.
Teresa, that is the softball setup for those who weren't there. Duh.
I know. I'm a judge.
I threw it up. Easy peasy.
I know exactly what you were doing. That's why I gave you grief back. Yes.
Yes, I took pictures of you.
The best, what I find the most success is if you create a Markdown Manager, and it doesn't, I do 15%. It doesn't have to be anything big. And then you promote your items. That combination generates the best sales.
I love it. All right, let's get back to the group's questions. Nellie wants to know, so what is the lowest dollar amount of your item would you promote? Like if most of your items are $10.99, is it worth it? And does shipping cost affect anything? Okay,
good question. So like I said, I have 4,000 listings. Every single one of them is promoted. I don't have too many $10.99 items, but I do have some, and yes, they're promoted, because if you're doing 3% on a $10.99 item, nothing. So it's, what is that, 30 cents? So would I pay 30 cents to sell that $10.99 item? Absolutely. So here's something that you need to know. The ad fee is applied only to the sale price. So if you have a listing that's at $100 and you take a best offer of $70, you pay the ad fee on the $70. If it's got shipping and sales tax, when they're calculated separately, do not get added into the promoted listing ad fee. So where that does,
so far.
Yeah, where it does get, where you do pay a final value fee on the shipping, you don't pay a ad rate on that.
Gotcha. So L Rose 3271 wants to know, can we add to a current campaign as we list items? So if I throw up some Christmas CDs right now, is it automatically in that campaign?
It is not automatically in that campaign, but you can edit the campaign and add those to it. Add your new listings to an existing campaign.
Awesome.
Little button on the right that says edit, just work on that one.
So my mom has a great question because, you know, older crowd, sometimes they don't comprehend the things we're talking about till they really, you know, the whole point of this whole group is we want you guys to have those light bulb moments. I think Kara Cooper just had it in the chat. My mom wants to know, so where does this push your items that they are more visible?
So eBay, they pushes them on the eBay site. Now, I asked this very specific question to the team on Tuesday because I don't know how long ago it was, but I was looking at, and I did not realize that Close 5 is owned by eBay. And when I was searching through on my phone, you get to the bottom and it says, similar items found on eBay. And I was like, oh my gosh, eBay is promoting this on Close 5. Where else are they promoting it? And so I found out that eventually they're going to be doing a lot of other promoting. When I did it last November, when they were at my house doing the video, I did find one of my promoted items. I found it through a Google search. And so they were testing these areas out. Right now, they're only promoting on the eBay site, but eventually they will promote it outside. So the short answer is right now it's just eBay. But it was pretty cool to Google, I think it was an LGB train, and see that sponsored link on the Google page. It's eventually going to go.
Awesome.
I know.
Good question, Ma. Great answer, Teresa.
eBay's working for us.
Wants to know, after starting a we just sorry.
That's okay.
Linda says trending. If I choose the trending percentage off, does that percentage change during the campaign or does it stay the same?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
From what I know, because I think that the I don't know. I was going to say that from what I know, it stays with the campaign unless you change it. That it stays, but I don't know. We'll get back to you on that. That's a great question. Trending is different. So I do know that if I clicked on Jason's Christmas CD today and he had it at 7.8%, and when I went to buy it in 30 days and he upped it to 10%, he would only be charged the 7.8% from when I clicked. Track that, and they do. And so even though he increased his ad rate before I bought it, it goes based on when I clicked on the ad. Same thing if he lowered the price. If he lowered the ad rate, he would still get charged the 7.8% because that's what it was when I clicked on the link.
Question, but Kara Cooper, who's in the chat, said a repeat customer from a A repeat customer from a promoted listing bought something directly from her store today, so no promo fee. So they bought something last night from a promoted listing, and they bought something else directly from her store today. So boom.
Correct.
Boom, boom.
Awesome.
Boom, boom.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
And then Terry was late. So Terry, you got to go sit in the corner for a few seconds. Don't be late. But it's a question we did not answer. So good question. Do you have to have a store to do promoted listings? You did. I think you did mention it, but.
Yes. So where's my thing here on my, promoted listings are currently available to all active eBay store subscribers in the UK, the US, the UK, Germany, and Australia. And it's also available to US or global top-rated sellers who sell on the US site. So if you are a top-rated seller and you sell on the US site, you can get this. So if you're a Canadian seller and you sell on the US site, you have access to promoted listings. And I did get the word on Tuesday that it is coming to the Canada site soon. So that's good for the Canadian people.
Go Canada.
Go Canada. Yeah, so I believe that
So
the part that says, the part where it says it's available to the US or global top rated sellers if you sell on the US site. So I think if you're a top rated seller, but do you have to have a store to be a top rated seller?
that's a good
So
question. I
where
don't
do
know.
start?
I've been in a store so long, I don't even know.
I know, same here. I think you can be a top rated seller without a store.
Don't stump
But
me.
I know these are the things, like somebody asked me how much does it cost to list an item? I'm like, I have no idea. I have 10,000 free and I'll never use them all.
Well, what I was about to say is a lot of times new sellers to the thrifting board mainly will ask me, or at an event, will ask me about the physicality of what you do to start an eBay ID or store or get in PayPal for the first time. I'm like, holy hell, it's been 18 years and it's changed greatly. And I have no clue. I mean, it's something that we, and Theresa too, haven't seen in forever. Plus when we did it, there weren't graphics. I mean, it was just, text.
Exactly.
And, oh, you want a PayPal account? Do you have an email? Okay, you got a PayPal. I mean, it was the Wild West back then. And so we can talk about all this new stuff because we're going through it kind of at the same time you guys are and adapting it, a little bit earlier than some of you. So we get it to you. But going to the point of how do you start? I guess I could go out and create a new ID for just some fun and shenanigans to see how it works. And I could do that probably.
I actually did a write-up because I was when I had my meetup group before I moved. About every 4 months, I'd cycle in with a whole bunch of newbies, and so I just had this thing that I wrote up and I handed out at the meetups. And again, I was doing a lot more of the older generation at those meetups, and so I could have just emailed them. I found that they wanted a printout with step-by-step instructions that they could check off, so I did that. I actually should probably dig it up and edit it and update it. So you're right. It's something we haven't done in forever. We don't know. Okay, we should
have a race. Like we start from scratch and so you can get to the end first. And go. All right. Peso Saver says we have 40. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time reading today. We have 22 shoes actively listed. However, only 14 are available for promoted listings. Why does it not allow us to promote all 22 listings?
Okay, so have you created these campaigns in the last 2 to 3 weeks? Because single quantity listings only became available like 2 weeks after eBay opened. So I would say that, so go try to create or edit your current campaign or create another campaign and see if you can, those listings. If a listing is eligible, it will pull up on your page when you go to create a listing. Because right now, sellers can promote fixed priced, multi-quantity, and single quantity listings for all categories except Motors Fitment. So I don't know what Motors Fitment is, but unless it's your eBay Motors stuff. And then the other thing is auction and auction buy it now listings are not eligible. So if those 22 pairs of shoes are listed in an auction with a buy it now option, they have to be fixed price listings.
Awesome. El Rose wants to know, does being a top rated seller put your listings at a better advantage?
No, not in promoted listings. It's like, what
Linda
happens,
says,
wait, let me explain. So what happens with promoted listings is people like, okay, I saw a spike and now my impressions are down. What happens when you create a campaign, Jason's CDs are now going to get cycled in immediately. He will see a spike and then they get cycled in rotation. The spike today and then over the next, next several days, it will go down. But then you should kind of see it kind of be consistently because it just cycles through.
Where was I? Linda, changing the details on a current campaign. So is it always better to start at a lower percentage off and then raise it later if desired?
I think so. I mean, I played around with this, like, I think it was like last November, December. I'm like, okay, it's Q4. I'm going to push these up to 10, 12, 15%. I didn't see any bigger, better sales. It's odd. I just always stuck to 3 and 5%. I'm happy with the results I'm getting from that. I'm not paying a lot of money. My is are such that I could go up to 10 or 15% and still make enough profit. But if I can keep that 10 or 15% in my pocket, why not?
My mom wants to know, hi, Peggy, how is it monitored that it was sold by promoted listing and not by just people visiting her store?
Technology. It's in the programming. I mean, you know,
good answer. A good one-word answer. Technology.
Technology. Technology happens. There you go. Yeah, you know, it's written into the program. Programmers write this code, and you know, eBay's got to track it, and so on and so forth. So, a good question, Peggy. I'm glad you're thinking about that.
Oh yeah. Mom was on fire. So Peso Saver came back and said, I have not created a campaign on shoes yet. Was getting ready to create it. It only shows 14 shoes be promoted. And then Elrose said, I started a campaign yesterday. I'll buy it now. Fixed price listings. I chose all items. It allowed 32 out of 42 items for the promotion campaign. Okay.
So on that situation, go ahead and click on the give us feedback button on the side. Give them your whatever. And when you click on that, give us feedback, it gives them the information about what page you're on, what store you're in, who you are, and all that sort of stuff. And they can research it for you. Okay, we don't, yeah, there you go. That's what I would do for there.
And then we'll finish on Linda's, and we'll finish the slides. And perfect, that's the top of the hour. Linda said, scheduling a campaign, is there a particular day or time that's best to start the campaign? I'm going to answer that. No, just get it going.
Yeah, when you're sitting at your computer and you create a campaign, I always start it now. I mean, there's no reason to wait or anything like that.
All right, let's finish up on your slides, and then we can call it an afternoon. Cool.
Okay. So let's see. Benefit promoted. Is that what you're looking at? Okay. So
yep.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about this. It boosts your visibility by 30%. You only have to pay when your item sells, and then use the dashboard to monitor your success. Okay, go to the next slide. So I want to show this. On here, see, understanding the dashboard metrics. See that little green line that kind of looks like a EKG when somebody died at the end? That's the health of your store and your thing. And this is my actual metrics from my store, and that long flat line under the D and the M in metrics, that's when my store was on vacation when I moved. And then that little peak spike is I was up in Williams 2 days before I headed to Vegas before open, so I had some impressions and sales. And then it's that flat line is back on vacation when I was in Vegas, then I was back, and then I was gone again. And so spikes when you're here, when your store is active and when you're not active. So this is just some terminology to help you understand what we're talking about here. Okay, go to the next slide. Okay, yeah, we talked about that.
You already covered all that.
Yeah, who's there?
Canada soon.
Okay, and then which listings? Yep, we talked about that. So 500 listings on the, choose the one on the left. Okay, the next slide is, okay, so people want to know, how do I know my item is being promoted? So if you, so this is something that we ran into, is if I'm promoting, if I've created a promotion and I immediately go to see if my ad will pop up, sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you won't, and people will think that not being promoted. Because it does it with relevance, I don't know that there's something that specifically blocks it, but they're not going to show me, specifically show me my listings, because am I going to buy my stuff? Probably not. So, but the way to find out if it is being promoted is look at your impressions. Impressions is the number of times it has been what's the word? Number of times your ads appeared. So, you know, it's on the website somewhere, my ad appeared however many millions of times. Now, when you see that little arrow is pointing to the word sponsored, so when you're going through and you are searching for an item and you get the grid and you see it, that the word sponsored, if you click on that sponsored link and you buy it, then you're paying for a promoted listing. So that's one way. That's how you tell which ones are promoted.
Hey, I want to go back. Eagle Eyes, Debbie Weeder. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for compiling the questions as always.
Yes.
Maybe it's this back one more.
What's she looking for?
Well, maybe you miss. Let me go back one more because that's where we were. Yeah. She thought it said, so TRS with no store can use, see that on here. I think she was seeing the
right here.
The U.S. or
global top-rated sellers who sell on the U.S. site.
All active eBay store subscribers, the U.S. or global. Yeah. So yeah, I see it. Sorry, Deb. I see it now. Yep.
Yeah. So that means that you know, I guess it's like there's Canadian sellers that sell on the U.S. site. So if you're a Canadian seller and you're global top-rated sellers, or if you're a U.S. top-rated seller and you sell on the U.S. site, then yes, you're eligible.
All right, so we were there,
okay,
and we were there.
So skip. Yeah, so we've done this. Okay, yep. Cost is determined. Wait, go back 1 second.
So sorry.
That one. Cost is determined by the final sales price, excluding tax and shipping, at the time of the first click. So, and up to 30 days after the initial click. So that's key. And I assume you'll have these slides up for everybody to look at them again.
Yep,
in the secret page.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now here's something we didn't touch on. Okay, we get quarterly credits. And there was a question about this in the whatever, one of the threads when I was talking about this. So if you're an Anchor store subscriber, you get a $25 credit every quarter. If you're a top-rated seller, you receive a $30 credit every quarter. Somebody asked if you get both, and the answer is yes. So I'm a top-rated seller. I'm an Anchor store. I get $55 a quarter towards my promoted listing fees. And so I asked the team, I said, how does that work? And you don't have to wait for the quarter to be over. They bill it for the month at the end of the following month. So all my promoted listing campaigns for July will get paid in August. And they just keep a running tally of $55. At $20 in July, I have $35 moving forward. And every month it just keeps going until I've spent my $55. And if in September, I've spent $50 already and I only have a $5 left on my account, and I've spent $20, I only get billed for $15. So I don't know if that was easy to follow, but basically you have $55 on account for every quarter, and they bill against that at the end of every month in the following month. So you get billed for July and August, and then it's just until you run out of credit. So typically, depending on how much you're selling, you probably aren't going to pay anything except for once a quarter, probably in the third month of every quarter. So that's good to know. Okay. Best practice, list your items good to cancel and have no end date on your campaigns. That is best practice coming straight from the promoted listings team. Impressions equals views, clicks equals actual clicks. There's all the credits that we just talked about in the last slide. Okay, so here, next slide.
Oh.
Here's where I said if you don't have Seller Hub, the best way to find your promoted listings is just Googling get promoted listings. And I put this active link on the slide so that you could have it in the after this webinar is over. And then see at the bottom where I've got the orange arrow when it says try it now. So listings will take you to this page. Then you just click on try it now and you'll be on your promoted listing page if you don't have Seller Hub. There we are.
Linda, talk about the credit. Linda wants to know, where can we see our credit amount for promoted listings?
I'm guessing on your eBay invoice. That's where it's going to be.
And then Kara said, sorry if I missed this, but do you get a credit if you have a basic store? That's a no.
No. You get a credit for being a top-rated seller, and you get a credit if you're an anchor store.
And Diane just popped in and said, I just checked mine. I've sold 20 items through the promoted listings, which cost me $23.58 over the last 30 days.
But how much? So, Diane, how much were your sales?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do that math.
If your sales are only $25, it's not so good. I'm going to guess that's not the figure, but.
Yeah.
All right. If Diane's compiling that, no, Kara, if you're a top-rated seller, you get one discount. If you're an anchor store, you get a second discount, which can be combined. So since you're a top-rated seller, am I saying that right, Theresa? She does give the discount
absolutely
for the top-rated seller. Yep.
So most people in the Secret Beach are going to be top-rated sellers. You're going to get a $30 credit every quarter. Use it and abuse it.
Well, this was awesome. Like once you see it, it's easy. But I know not everyone was doing it. I hadn't done it. It looks radically different than the last time I did it. And what it is it looks much easier and quicker and smoother and easy peasy. I'm excited. I cannot wait to sell stuff this weekend because I know it's going to happen. I know it.
Yep. So here's the thing. Everybody go put your store on a 10 or 15% sale and promote every single item in your store. There's no reason not to promote it, and there's no reason to end it. So just run an opening campaign and just, sit back and wait for the cha-chings to come, because they will.
All right. That was awesome. Boom. 2 o'clock. There it is. Love it.
There it is. Woo.
Theresa, TT, and us, the how-tos on the promoted listings. I know you guys are doing it. I want to get everyone doing it. So let's get some sales. Let's get our numbers up. Q4 is coming. That's when you make your money. So let's do it.
Yes, do it. And then report back in the Secret Beach, because I love to read those messages of how well you're doing. And if you run into a snag or something, then, post in the Secret Beach, tag me, and I'll help you figure out whatever you have going.
All right. So good seeing you all. The last thing I'll be doing before I take off for Europe is this Sunday. Mom and I are doing a show, selling past your expiration date, being thrifty over 50. I don't have the exact time yet, but you'll see it in the thrifting board, and I'll pop in the Secret Beach. And then I'll be off. But stay tuned to my YouTube. If you've not subscribed, please do. I will be, because it'll be random times for you guys for sure. I'll be popping in when we're at flea markets or thrifting or whatever, because I am going to pay to use my phone like it's normal. So that way I can do some live streaming. I can do some YouTubing. I can use some, Facebooking. So definitely stay tuned to all my social media streams. And but I'll see you guys on Sunday. So thank you, Theresa. Thank you, everyone who watched live.
Yeah,
and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.